Number 10. Valkyria Chronicles 2. It's often difficult for a sequel to live up to the original, but Valkyria Chronicles 2 had no trouble at all. With a robust and lengthy campaign, as well as some of the best role-playing to grace the PSP, Valkyria Chronicles 2 set a new bar for what to expect from Sony's handheld. Number 9. World of Warcraft Cataclysm. How do you improve on the most popular and beloved MMO in existence? How about adding new dungeons, raids, battlegrounds, stats, skills, talent trees, and zones, along with 3,500 new quests, race and class combinations, and 2 entirely new, utterly awesome races. Not to mention the giant dragon with the metal jaw. Number 8. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like Super Mario Galaxy before it, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the best platformers ever created. This time adding dozens of new worlds and Yoshi to the mix, Super Mario Galaxy 2 further entrenches its lead character at the head of his class. Number 7. God of War 3. Crushing combat and an epic story teamed to make God of War 3 one of the best titles of 2010. As Kratos' swan song, Sony made sure this game packed a punch that would make it the most memorable and enjoyable God of War game to date. Number 6. Battlefield Bad Company 2. With wide open multiplayer maps, a sublime leveling system, and brilliant squad-based combat, Battlefield Bad Company 2 marks the best multiplayer experience in the illustrious Battlefield franchise. It also represents the biggest threat to Call of Duty's dominance of online shooters. Number 5. Heavy Rain. Though the debate still rages on about just how much of a game Heavy Rain really is, one thing is for certain: no title this year challenged conventions as well or pushed the graphical envelope as far as Heavy Rain did. Once you became a part of this game's world and accepted the unique control scheme, it was hard not to play. As one of the most talked about, played, and debate-fueling games of 2010, it should come as no surprise that Heavy Rain is one of the best titles of the year. Number 4. Super Meat Boy. Thanks to its accessibility, challenge, and a terrific artistic style, Super Meat Boy made the shortlist of our favorite titles from 2010. There were a few games this year that managed to balance fun with difficulty as well as Super Meat Boy, and though the game could leave your ego and thumbs battered and bruised, the abuse was more than worth it. The simplicity of the game's design only made it that much more fun to play, and competing against friends for the best times truly made Super Meat Boy one of the year's most addictive games. Number 3. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is the best Assassin's Creed game to date and serves as a great example of how an engaging story and easy-to-learn gameplay can combine to create an exceptional video game. Of course, Brotherhood is more than a continuation of Ezio's story from Assassin's Creed 2, and though the story and single-player modes more than qualify this title as one of the best of the year, for the first time in franchise history, multiplayer is added, giving would-be assassins even more opportunities to hone their craft. Number 2. Mass Effect 2. One of the most ambitious games ever conceived, Mass Effect 2 not only represented a massive improvement to combat in the previous game, it also managed to link the two titles in a way that's never been accomplished before. More importantly though, Mass Effect 2 was one of the few games of 2010 that made players truly care about their characters, and forced them to prove it if they wanted them to survive for the next game. The only drawback to Mass Effect 2? Once it was over, all we could think about was what Mass Effect 3 would be like. Game of the Year: Red Dead Redemption. With one of the best representations of the Old West in any medium, characters you really felt attached to, and a story that was action-packed and heart-wrenching all at once, it should come as no surprise that Red Dead Redemption is our Game of the Year. During the campaign, it was hard not to sympathize with John Marston and his plight, and Rockstar makes sure to take his atonement very seriously. Though he does come across more than his fair share of unique individuals, Marston's journey is a solitary one, which gives players plenty of opportunities to take in the stunning vistas of Rockstar's West. Additionally, the game came with a robust multiplayer component, and with consistently solid downloadable content, Red Dead Redemption set a bar that no other game in 2010 could reach. "2010 may be over, but 2011 promises to be one of the best years ever for gamers. Which title from the new year will reign supreme? Only time will tell, but we can't wait to find out."